the shades already. First sheephead I ever caught was on that dock way down there. Little tiny thing. I was tickled to death. All right, hey folks, Jesse here, and we're out here on the eastern shore of Virginia today at Fisherman's Island, and that is the open ocean out there. We're out here doing some fishing, looking for some redfish. Hopefully we have some luck out here today. I'd be lying to you if I told you I knew what I was doing. I have never fished for giant redfish like this before, so basically going by what I've read and what friends have told me, and hopefully we get lucky.
The guy at the bait shop specifically said, he pointed on the map, he's like, you'll hit about 17 feet of water, there'll be a pool in front of those breakers on this corner, and that's where we want to sit there and throw into the breakers. He's like, striper, black, and red drum, they're all in there.
Up this way.
Yeah.
All right, hey folks, we've been pedaling for a while, and we've made it out here to the outer tip of Fisherman's Island, looking for any signs of any schools of reds out here pretty much. Sight casting them if we do see them. I pretty much have down here a pole rigged up with a decent sized jig head on it and a massive gold curly tail. If I see any signs of anything, I'll use that to cast at them, pretty much try to see if I can get them to bite it. And as I'm kind of just pedaling about through this whole channel here, I'm gonna be just trailing a little gulp shrimp Carolina rig behind me, just like a 1 ounce jig head in here. I mean, we're only in about 7 foot of water right now, so don't need much weight. Just see if I pick up any flounder or any smaller fish that way. All right, hey folks, we've been out here fishing for a while. It's 10:15 right now. I ain't had a bite, ain't seen anybody get a bite. Fished that entire channel, fished in the breakers over here where that boat's at, nothing. And we're gonna head out here to where these other boats are. And our buddy, he's way off in the distance. I don't know if you can see him. We're out here and try it. If we don't get any action out here, then we're gonna head in at the tide change and try to get some flounder. All right, hey folks, I want to jump in here real quick because I don't actually have the next 45 minutes or so of this day's trip on film, and for good reason. To explain, here is an overhead shot of the area we were fishing that day, and the blue line represents what we had fished so far that day over a period of a few hours, and we hadn't gotten a bite. Then we noticed there were a bunch of boats on the outside of these breakers fishing, and our curiosity got the best of us, and we decided to cross through these breakers at this somewhat calm spot, which is the footage you see in the background right now. And that was a huge mistake. About halfway through crossing it, I realized it wasn't as calm as I thought it was, but unfortunately I was dedicated at that point because you can't turn around. So you had to just pedal on and get through it. I talked with the guys and I explained that we really need to get back through that opening because it's going to get a whole lot worse. Reason being, this sandbar here, represented by this other line, was getting shallower and shallower very quickly because the tide was going out. I began to strap down everything on my kayak, put my cameras up, tied all my tackles, stored everything I could, preparing for the trip in basically. We started heading back in and my two friends were slightly ahead of me. We were aware that waves come in and set, timing them for the calmer section would be a wise move, which we did, and it still didn't work because they immediately got rolled. I saw this and I tried my best to turn around and nose back into the waves, but I didn't get turned around in time and I got rolled over as well. And we were in some pretty rough surf. It was a pretty bad situation to be having to do a water recovery. Thankfully we were all fine, long story. I was able to climb up on top of my kayak that was upside down. I grabbed the anchor trolley, used it for leverage, and flipped it back over, jumped right back in over the side, immediately pedaled back out to the outside of the breakers, grabbed my bilge pump, which thankfully I have. If you ain't got one, definitely purchase one because it saved my kayak that day. Immediately pumped all the water that had gotten in, which surprised me how much had gotten in considering these are pretty much sealed hulls. Me and one of my friends, we were still on the outside of the breakers, and my other buddy towed his in a little. I guess he walked it in. I'm not sure. I was so busy with my own situation, I didn't even notice what he was doing. Me and my other friend discussed getting back in at that point, what we were going to do. So we both decided that backing in would probably be the appropriate measure to keep our nose into the waves. So he began basically paddling in backwards, and on mine, since I have reverse, I just put it in reverse and started pedaling in reverse as fast as I could, and I used my rudder to maintain control and to keep my nose into the incoming waves. And it worked. We got in safely that time, and that's pretty much where the story picks back up. Here goes. Yeehaw. Well, folks, learned a valuable lesson today. That is to trust your instincts when you look at a situation, and it's probably not a good idea, because we went swimming. All three of us wiped out. Well, we're like blood brothers now, ain't we? All of us wiped out.
I got no seat. I'm riding low.
He lost his seat. He lost his phone. I lost some rides. Good God. All right, happy birthday, James. It's man's birthday today.
37 and I'm not in heaven.
Oh God, all I can say is I'm glad we're all right. It's warm, somewhat. This would be a cold ass ride in if it was cold. Woo, Lord. All right, hey folks, time for part 2 of today. I'm out here pretty much by myself now. The guys, they went ahead and caught it. I decided I'm gonna do some flounder fishing. You know, I'm comfortable right now. All my clothes are soaking wet, but I got this dry gear on pretty much. I'm gonna jig for some flounder, so pretty much the same rig I used in my videos last year. Teaser, bucktail, and just jig the shit out of it right off the bottom. And a half. That's more like it. Natural looking shrimp, eh? Hold still, buddy. 17 inches.